Hey everybody, it's your boy Nathan Crash and welcome to Bodied by the internet's favorite show. If you're not familiar with the format, here's how it goes. I read a scary story or a not scary story and I give my thoughts. I just give my thoughts on it and then I give it a rating. If it sucks ass, I'll tell you it sucks ass. You're encouraged to leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. And all you have to do to play our game is like, comment, and subscribe. And then send me money. So, it's pretty easy. You could also give me your mom's credit card for like bonus points, but we'll see how that goes. So today's story was suggested by one of our subscribers, or if he's not a subscriber, I mean whatever. I think he is a subscriber actually. It was suggested by our boy Vicman27. We're gonna be reading a story called Smile Dog. So I'm not actually familiar with Smile Dog. So I don't know. This is a new one for me. So let's hop right into this shit. Let's get our campfire going. Crap, people. All right, Smile Dog. Smile Dog's story consists of a classic horror setup, an amateur. All right, actually, I think this is gonna spoil stuff, so I don't want to read that. So we're gonna read the actual creepypasta itself, and then I'll go up and read the summary or whatever. I first met in person with Mary E. in the summer of 2007. I had arranged with her husband of 15 years, Terrence, to see her for an interview. Mary had initially agreed since I was not a newsman, but rather an amateur writer gathering information for a few early college assignments and, if all went according to plan, some pieces of fiction. We scheduled the interview for a particular weekend when I was in Chicago on unrelated business. But at the last moment, Mary changed her mind and locked herself in the couple's bedroom, refusing to meet with me. For half an hour, I sat with Terrence as we camped outside the bedroom door. I was listening and taking notes while he attempted fruitlessly to calm his wife. The things Mary said made little sense, but fit with the pattern I was expecting. Though I could not see her, I could tell from her voice that she was crying, and more often than not, her objections to speaking with me centered around an incoherent diatribe on her dreams or her nightmares. Terrence apologized profusely when we ceased the exercise, and I did my best to take it in stride. Recall that I wasn't a reporter in search of a story, but merely a curious young man in search of information. Besides, I thought at the time I could perhaps find another similar case if I put my mind and resources to it. Mary. Oh, I think I scrolled too far down. There we go. Mary was the CSOP for a small Chicago-based bulletin board system in 1992 when she first encountered smile.jpg, and her life changed forever. She and Terrence had been married for only 5 months. Mary was one of an estimated 400 people who saw the image when it was posted as a hyperlink on the BBS, though she's the only one who has spoken openly about the experience. The rest have remained anonymous or are perhaps dead. In 2005, when I was only in 10th grade, smile.jpg was first brought to my attention by my burgeoning interest in web-based phenomena. Mary was the most often cited victim of what is sometimes referred to as smile.dog. The being smile.jpg is repeated to display. What caught my interest, other than the obvious macabre elements of the cyber legend and my proclivity towards such things, was the sheer lack of information, usually to the point that people don't believe it even exists other than as a rumor or a hoax. It is unique because, though the entire phenomenon centers on a picture file, that file is nowhere to be found on the internet. Certainly many photo-manipulated simulacra litter the web, showing up with the most frequency on sites such as the image board 4chan, particularly the X-Focus paranormal subboard. It is suspected that these are fakes because they do not have the effect the true smile.jpg is believed to have, namely the sudden onset temporal lobe epilepsy and acute anxiety. All right, this is getting kind of beefy. All right. Neither. Oh, wait, oops, my bad. This purported reaction in the viewer is one of the reasons the phantom-like smile.jpg is regarded with such disdain, since it is patently absurd, though depending on who you ask, the reluctance to acknowledge smile.jpg's existence might be just as much out of fear as it is out of disbelief. Neither smile.jpg nor smile.dog is mentioned anywhere on Wikipedia, though the website features articles on other perhaps more scandalous shock sites as hello.jpg or Two Girls One Cup. Any attempt to create a page pertaining to smile.jpg is summarily deleted by any of the encyclopedia's many admins. Encounters with smile.jpg are the stuff of internet legend. Mary E's story is not unique. There are unverified rumors of smile.jpg showing up in the early days of the Usenet, and even one persistent tale that in 2002 a hacker flooded the forums of humor and satire website Something Awful with a deluge of smile.dog pictures, rendering almost half the forum's users at the time epileptic. It is also said that in the mid to late 90s that smile.jpg circulated on Usenet, and it is also said that in the mid to late 90s that smile.jpg circulated on Usenet and as an attachment of a chain email with the subject "Smile, God loves you." Yet despite the huge exposure these stunts would generate, there are very few people who admit to having experienced any of them, and no trace of the file or link has ever been discovered. Let me scroll down a little bit. Those who claim to have seen smile.jpg often weakly joke that they were far too busy to save a copy of the picture to their hard drive. However, all alleged victims offer the same description of the photo. A dog-like creature, usually described as appearing to be similar to a Siberian husky, illuminated by the flash of a camera, sits in a dim room. The only background detail that is visible being a human hand extending from the darkness near the left side of the frame. The hand is empty, but is usually described as beckoning. Of course, most attention is given to the dog or dog creature, as some victims are more certain than others about what they have claimed to see. The muzzle of the beast is repeatedly split in a wide grin, revealing two rows of very white, very straight, very sharp, very human-looking teeth. Well, very straight and very sharp don't sound like very human teeth to me. This, of course, is not a description given immediately after viewing the picture, but rather a recollection of the victims. I don't know why that took me so long to get. Who claim to have seen the picture endlessly repeated in their mind's eye during the time they are, in reality, having epileptic fits. These fits are reported to continue indeterminately, often while the victims sleep, resulting in very vivid and disturbing nightmares. These may be treated with medication, though in some cases it is more. Though in some I don't know what. Alright, whatever. Though in some cases it is more effective than others. Mary E, I assumed, was not on effective medication. That was why, after my visit to her apartment in 2007, I set out feelers to several folklore and urban legend oriented news groups, websites, and mailing lists, hoping to find the name of a supposed victim of smile.jpg who felt more interested in talking about his experience. For a long time, nothing happened, and at length I forgot completely about my pursuits, since I had begun my freshman year of college and was quite busy. Mary contacted me via email, however, near the beginning of March 2008. Alright, so the subject is last summer's interview. Alright, let's read this bitch. Dear Mr. L, I'm incredibly sorry about my behavior last summer when you came to interview me. I hope you understand that it was no fault of yours, but rather my own problems that led me to act out as I did. I realized that I could have handled the situation more decorously. However, I hope you will forgive me. At the time, I was afraid. You see, for 15 years I've been haunted by smile.jpg. Smile Dog comes to me in my sleep every night. I know that sounds silly, but it is true. There is an ineffable quality about my dreams, my nightmares, that makes them completely unlike any real dreams I have ever had. I do not move and I do not speak. I simply look ahead, and the only thing ahead of me is the scene from that horrible picture. I see the beckoning hand, and I see Smile Dog, and it talks to me. It's not a dog, of course, though I am not quite sure what it really is. It tells me it will leave me alone if I do as it asks. All I must do, it says, is spread the word. That is how it phrases its demands. And I know exactly what it means. It wants me to show it to someone else. And I could. The week after my incident, I received in the mail a manila envelope with no return address. Inside was only a 3.5 inch floppy diskette. Without having to check, I knew precisely what was on it. Let's see. I actually just lost my place. Okay. I thought for a long time about my options. I could show it to a stranger, a coworker. I could even show it to Terrence, as much as the idea disgusted me. And what would happen then? Well, if Smile Dog kept his word, I could sleep. If it lied, what would I do? And who was to say something worse would not come for me if I did as the creature asked? So I did nothing for 15 years, though I kept the diskette hidden amongst my things. Every night for 15 years, Smile Dog has come to me in my sleep and demanded that I spread the word. For 15 years, I've stood strong, though there have been hard times. Many of my fellow victims on the BBS boards where I first encountered smile.jpg stopped posting, and I heard some of them committed suicide. Others remained completely silent, simply disappearing off the face of the web. They are the ones I worry about the most. I sincerely hope you will forgive me, Mr. L, but last summer when you contacted me and my husband about an interview, I was near the breaking point. I decided I was going to give you the floppy diskette. I did not care if Smile Dog was lying or not. I wanted it to end. You were a stranger, someone I had no connection with, and I thought I would not feel sorrow when you took the diskette as part of your research and sealed your fate. Before you arrived, I realized what I was doing, was plotting to ruin your life. I could not stand the thought, and in fact I still cannot. I'm ashamed, Mr. L, and I hope that this warning will dissuade you from any further investigation of smile.jpg. You may in time encounter someone who is, if not weaker than I, then wholly more depraved, someone who will not hesitate to follow Smile Dog's orders. Stop while you are still whole. Mary E. Alright. Terrence contacted me later that month with the news that his wife had killed herself. While cleaning up the various things she'd left behind, closing email accounts and the like, he'd happened upon the above message. He was a man in shambles. He wept as he told me to listen to his wife's advice. He found the diskette, he revealed, and burned it until it was nothing but a stinking pile of blackened plastic. The part that disturbed him, however, was how the diskette had hissed as it melted, like some sort of animal, he said. I will admit that I was a little uncertain about how to respond to this. At first, I thought perhaps it was a joke, with the couple belatedly playing with the situation in order to get a rise out of me. A quick check of several Chicago newspapers' online obituaries, however, proved that Mary E. was indeed dead. There was, of course, no mention of suicide in the article. I decided that, for a time at least, I would not further pursue the subject of smile.jpg, especially since I had finals coming up at the end of May. But the world has an odd way of testing us. Almost a full year after I'd returned from my disastrous interview with Mary E., I received another email. Smile. The subject is Smile. Hello. I found your email address through a mailing list. Your profile said you are interested in Smile Dog. I have saw it. It is not as bad as everyone says it is. I've sent it to you here. Just spreading the word. Final line chilled me to the bone. According to my email client, there was one file attachment, naturally smile.jpg. I considered downloading it for some time. It was most likely a fake, I imagined, and even if it weren't, I wasn't wholly convinced of smile.jpg's peculiar powers. Mary E's account had shaken me, yes, but she was probably mentally unbalanced anyway. After all, how can a simple image do what smile.jpg was said to accomplish? What sort of creature was it that could break one's mind with only the power of the eye? And if such things were patently absurd, then why did the legend exist at all? If I let me see. If I downloaded the image, if I looked at it, and if Mary turned out to be correct, if Smile Dog came to me in my dreams demanding that I spread the word, what would I do? Would I live my life as Mary had, fighting against the urge to give in until I died, or would I simply spread the word eager to be put to rest? And if I chose the latter route, how would I do it? Whom would I burden in turn? If I went through my earlier intention to write a short article about smile.jpg, I decided I could attach it as evidence, and anyone who read the article, anyone who took interest, would be affected. And even assuming the smile.jpg attached to the email was genuine, would I be capricious enough to save myself in that matter? Could I spread the word? Yes. Yes, I could. There's Smile Dog, I guess. That's Smile Dog. It's just a dog smiling.
No.
It's not. What? You've seen this?
You've never seen that picture?
No. That's Smile Dog? He's...
Like 1,000 times, yeah.
Did it make you want to kill yourself?
I mean, I'm still here.
Alright, so it worked. Smile Dog doesn't work.
I should just put up a picture of Walmart. And that'll do a way better job than that.
Wally World?
Yeah.
Well, that was the curious case of Smile Dog. I'm gonna give Smile Dog a 7. It's a fun story. I like the like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a piece of shit. Here's the picture that'll kill you. I mean, I know it's not gonna kill. I mean, I hope it doesn't kill. I mean, if it was gonna kill me, I showed other people. So I'm not. I'm just like, your rules, Smile Dog. I'm good.
You already immediately spread the word.
I immediately spread the word. So
Look at it closer and see if it like fucks your brain up.
I'm trying. I'm trying to see if it fucks my brain up if I stare at it really hard.
Are you scared?
I mean, kind of. The picture's not scary, but I think the way that the story's told's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's good shit, dude. Good shit, Vickman. That's a solid 7. Might even bump it up to 7.5 because I'm a nice guy. You guys are encouraged to leave your fucking opinions and shit, even if they're wrong, you know, in the comments below. You know, and if you guys want to be featured on the show, if you want me to be like, hey bro, I like the story you told me to read, you know, suggest a fucking story and I'll read it. It's that easy. Also, you should like, comment, and subscribe. And then you should follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Nathan_Crash. You know, and then I'll probably love you. So, you know, if you want affection that your parents probably don't give you, like, you know, just send me money. No, but real shit, that was a good story. I like that. That was a nice, fun. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. I feel like we got our money's worth out of that one. So yeah, again, I don't have any particular stories lined up. So if you know, I'm just like literally what I do for Bodied by the Internet is I find like stuff that's recently posted and I read it because like no one else has read it at that point, hopefully, and like I get to have like a first opinion on it and be like, yeah, this is shit. Because most of the time they're shit. So, you know, it's nice to like read like a decent fucking story. But like, this is like an OG banger because it's on Creepypasta website. So, I mean, this was good. This was good. So good job, Vic. I hope you suggest more videos, and I hope all you guys step your game up and suggest more videos. And send me money. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Try not to get bodied by the internet. Just don't get bodied. Chris, you want to say bye to them?
No.
Chris doesn't want to say bye to you guys. Also, Chris was the guest this entire episode. Again, he's like Frisky's like straight fucking sneak mode right now. He's the best. But don't let him know I said that. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.